Today, Le Clubs is hanging out with our dear friend Concept at Hazelhurst Art Gallery in front of the awesome street artist Beatsman right now. How you going?
Not too bad, thank you. How's yourself?
I'm pretty good. It was a pretty nice day, but we'll see what happens. Now, you've just released your album, which is called The Trilogy. And it is a hip hop album, but it also is divided up into like three styles, like electronic, dance, lounge. Can you tell us a little bit about the ideas and inspiration behind the album?
Yes. Basically, I've been writing, performing hip hop for about 10 years now, 12 years. And it's kind of as it's developed over the years, it's kind of had a bit of a generic sound. But now, as we're kind of venturing into a new kind of era of music, it's kind of styles are changing and spreading out in different directions. So I just thought, well, I'll do something a little bit different rather than just follow the normal path what everyone else would do just for an album. I thought, well, I'll divide it into three sections and just do a hip hop album with three different styles of music. So that's basically the idea behind it. Just something a bit different. So yeah.
And you have a launch tour coming up?
Yeah, I do actually. I've already played one show about 2 weeks ago, which was Studio 6 in Sutherland. The next show is going to be on the 3rd of August at Name This Bar on Oxford Street in Sydney. And then we're going to take it down to Melbourne in September, and then hopefully get up towards Brisbane at the end of the year, October, November. So yeah.
And take us back to where this all started. Like, what made you go, you know what, I want to be a hip hop artist?
Well, I guess when I was kind of growing up as a teenager, I started getting into all the old school kind of NWA, those kind of late 80s, 90s groups, and then, kind of started following people like The Roots and De La Soul, and then, I just started just rapping as a teenager, and everyone thought it was pretty funny that, I wanted to be a rapper. But anyway, just kind of progressed from there, and yeah, I just loved the music and just it progressed over the years, and I started recording, and then here we are now. It's the second album, so yeah.
Tell me, what does it mean to you? Like, what does hip hop mean to you?
What does hip hop mean to me? It's just, I guess it's just a culture, an expression. It's kind of, personally for myself, kind of music and hip hop has been a way for me to overcome adversities throughout my life as well. So rather than, kind of keeping everything bottled up inside, I find that hip hop, music in general, but hip hop especially, is just a great way to express yourself. And yeah, it's the culture and everything that goes with it as well. It's not kind of, it's got a lot of street art culture with it, b-boy dancing, MCs, DJs, so it's that's what kind of drew me to it, yeah.
Now tell me, what do you think about the development or direction hip-hop, in particular in Australia, has taken over these past 10 years?
Basically, it was 10 years ago, it was in its very early stages. There was kind of guys like Hilltop Hoods around that were kind of making a name. I guess, 10 years ago, roughly, they brought out the Nosebleed section, which was played on commercial radio, which kind of gave Australian hip-hop a bit of a foot in the door as far as a commercial viable kind of style of music. But yeah, the sound was very generic back in those days. It was kind of raw, early stages of development. But now, I guess it's kind of as the music industry has changed. I mean, even on the radio these days, you've got all styles, all genres of music that are kind of within the top 10. So I guess it's more acceptable for a hip hop artist these days to venture into, have dancey elements to their music, or have electronic elements rather than just a hard kind of hip hop beat, which was the main style like back in the day. So now, that's pretty much the idea behind the new album was to enter into the semi-unknown a little bit of new school mixed with a little bit of old school and whatever else in between. So it's that's kind of been, it's it's been quite a steady evolution within Aussie hip hop itself over the past 10 years, and now I guess it's kind of like there's no specific one style of hip hop. So
There's no stopping it as well. I just see it growing and growing and growing.
yeah, no, it's I mean, all you got to do is go to kind of a Bliss and Esso gig or something like that. Sold out shows, all over the country. Seth Century, who we caught up with not so long ago, he sold out all over the country. So, there is no stopping it. Yeah, it's here to stay.
Tell us about your name. I want to always know about the significance behind an artist's name as well. So concept, where did that come from?
Concept, well, I came up with, when I very first started, probably 12 years ago, and it was more just, rather than writing songs that have no point, no meaning to it, concept is, I think the dictionary meaning is an idea or a notion or something like that. So, basically the music that I write kind of always based on an idea, and rather than just writing a song for the sake of it, it's always got to have a bit of a meaning behind it and an idea behind it. So that's the best way to sum up my music. So that's my name.
Which works well. We're at art, the art gallery right now, Hazelhurst, and it's artists. It's all about having that concept. It's so important. So I think that works really, really well. What do you think makes a good hip hop artist?
Well, for one, obviously you've got to have some fat beats behind you, because everyone likes a good beat. Also good lyrics. You can. There's a lot of guys out there that are quite impressive rappers and whatnot, but if they don't have, I guess, a bit of soul behind their music or a bit of feeling, then it doesn't really hit home with people. You can write as many rhymes as you want, but if it doesn't actually mean anything at the end of the day, all it is just a bunch of words, So, a hip hop artist, that good flow, good beats, and good kind of meaning and even clever songs, like guys that do kind of humorous hip hop, which is cool and all that. But anything that's kind of got a bit of substance behind it, I guess,
And you were talking about barriers and obstacles earlier. Can you tell us how did you overcome them, or what did you experience during your career?
Well, as I first started kind of getting further into writing and producing and whatnot, I actually had a big accident. Plumber by trade, so way back in the day I was using a jackhammer, doing a job, and I hit 33,000 volts with a jackhammer, and I got burnt from head to toe. So that was a bit of a hard time. I couldn't go outside for about 4 years. I was told by the doctors I got to stay out of the sun. So basically I just put my head down, got a studio, started writing hip hop music, and that pretty much helped me through that tough time. It was a bit of a depressing time. Everyone's outside having fun in the summer, and I'm inside, can't go out. So write music, and I was happy doing that. It wasn't. I was never depressed through the whole thing, as hard as it was. Just the fact that I had music, my own studio was a comforting thing, So yeah.
Wow, I did not know that. So that's full on. And do you have any advice for up and coming hip hop artists out there?
I do. Just basically stick with it, it's been a massive journey for me, like 12 years, and only now I'm starting to kind of play some shows around Australia and some half-decent shows, and you just got to, if it's a passion, you just got to stick with it, You can't kind of think, do it for 6 months and no one's paying you any attention. Things don't work like that, You just got to, if you've got a passion for it, just stick to it. If you love it, then eventually you're gonna get good at what you do, and that goes with anything really. So.
Okay, and what do you have for the rest of the year? What do you have in store?
Rest of the year, as I said earlier, I'm going to play another show at Name This Bar on the 3rd of August. So anybody wants to come down and check out the launch, Name This Bar, Oxford Street. And then, go down to Melbourne. Also organising a festival at the moment for the Sutherland Shire, 'cause that's where I'm from. Shire in Sydney, God's country, as we call it. And yeah, I'm just basically organising a festival, putting on a whole bunch of local bands in October for Mental Health Month. We're going to basically give profit to charity that's involved with mental health. And yeah, so I'm looking forward to that as well.
Fantastic. And if people like what they hear, where can they go to buy your tracks or to find more information?
They can go to obviously Facebook, MC Concept at Facebook. Also, all my music's up for sale on Bandcamp. It's mcconcept.bandcamp.com. I've got 2 albums, 2 mixtapes up there that people can check out and listen to some more stuff. So yeah.
Brilliant. Thank you so much for talking to the clubs. I'm sure we'll be hearing a lot more from you really, really soon. So all the best.
Thank you very much. Ta.